What is happening, music lovers? Severo here from Severo Music Studios. We are out and about on this leisurely day, on another day of lockdown. I hope everyone's keeping safe. Well, what is happening right now, I hope you've been following, is that today is basically time to upgrade. Today we are purchasing some new equipment, as you probably saw from the title, and this is pertaining to equipment that we use to record our material in the studio. As you guys know, I've been diving into the world of photography, and I have been enjoying it, but I had certain limitations with the camera that I currently have. So what I'm doing is I'm on my way to Cape Town to actually trade in my old DSLR to get some store credit for a brand new camera that I will be doing a review on. As you can probably see from the title, it is the Canon 800D, and I got this for a variety of reasons, and we are going to be doing a review and maybe comparison, probably not with the old camera present since I'm getting rid of it, but we will do a comparison review and maybe a performance test, and I hope to see you there. I'm in transit right now to Cape Town, so stick around. Alright, so I have my new piece of equipment in my possession. I didn't want to take too much footage and that inside of the shop for, you know, rights and protection, whatever, privacy. But maybe I'll just go to a restaurant. I'm here in Cape Town, and then be on my way home. Then we can do that test and review. So I'm finally back at home. Decided not to have lunch in Cape Town because I didn't want to be carrying my new expensive piece of equipment around with me. So finally, the moment of truth. Like I said, I didn't take a lot of footage inside the shop just for privacy reasons, etc. But now, here we go, the big moment for me. That is the Canon 800D. Now, it is a big upgrade from what I had previously, which was the Canon 4000D, which was basically the most basic entry level into getting into the world of photography and DSLR. This is still considered entry level, but it's a definite step up in a number of ways, and we will go through them in a short while. But first, let's get to unboxing. So we just finished stage 1 of unboxing. I've only opened it to this stage, and don't know what a new car smell is like, but this sure is intoxicating. Let's see what we got inside. Oh man. Woo. Okay. So first, what I find is we got the battery. The LPE17 which is the model of the battery that this camera uses. This goes for the charger. The charger is right here. Great. Got the manuals. We've got the Canon strap. Pretty standard. Very nice. And right here, okay. Okay. And here we have the lens, which is the standard, well, what most would probably refer to as the standard 18 by 55 millimeter, but this is not just an ordinary one. This is actually the STM version. So the STM version just means it has a built-in stabilizer, which when using in video mode is actually very useful. It makes the image less jerky and shaky. You know, no matter how still we think our hand is, there's always a pulse going through our hands, so you'll always see a bit of shakiness, and this lens just helps to smooth it out. And also what I find is a bit different, which I like actually, to the standard STM lens, is the focus ring is not actually attached to the front of the lens itself, and it has a very smooth motion. So I mean, it's seriously as good as the 50mm, the prime lens. This focus ring is just so smooth, unbelievable. So great, that is already a step up from what I was using originally, which was just the bare standard 18x55mm. And here we go. And we have the camera body, the 800D, which in other countries is also known as the T7i, I believe. But everywhere else in the world, we call it the EOS 800D. And that is basically all that is left in the box. Now let's go on to the next stage. What is the next stage? Next stage for me is basically just putting this together. Now I'm just going to run a few quick comparisons just as we go along, how this differs to the 4000D, which I explained is the bare minimum basic you can expect in the DSLR category. First thing on the front is that the mounting ring over here is metal. The Canon 4000, the one I had originally, it was a plastic mounting ring, which made it very susceptible to damage. You know, you have to be very careful when putting on and removing the lens. Okay. Now the lens, as I said, I already explained a few of the differences. I mean, just on appearance as well, it looks like maybe there's more blades in it. I'm really not sure all of the stats on this, but the basics of what I told you is definitely padded now. Just looks great on there. And also another thing, the feel of this. You know, the 4000D has a very plastic feel. Was sort of lightweight, which is a good thing, but a nice solid feel in your hand. And also it's not just plastic, this seems a bit more composite, and this rubberized bits over here really makes for easy grip, and probably less likely to slip out of your hand, you know, in a sweaty situation, etc. Also, something very basic is the hot shoe point. Now, it's not just me when I first came to know this, but on the very low entry level, well, the very basic of entry level cameras with Canon, they had removed the hot shoe point, the little connection in the middle of the hot shoe, which allows you to use a flash. Canon took that little feature away to maybe save money. Why, I don't know, and I'm not alone in that view. Another huge difference is the rotating, articulating screen. Not only is the screen movable, but it is also touch screen. Alright, and this is perfect for vlogging, because I can just tilt the screen the other way, like on a handycam, which you are watching from right now, and I can walk around like this. And with the weight of this camera, you will probably feel it after a couple of minutes, but I mean, you're only going to spend a few moments in your time vlogging. You're not going to stand there for, generally, you're not going to stand there for a full 10 minutes with a thing in your hand. In that case, you would want to use a tripod. Now, let me go through some of the numbers between the 4000D and the 800D. 4000D, first of all, starts with the camera, right? With the camera, you can take about 3 frames in a second. With the 800D, you can take about 6 within a second. Okay, another feature would be the ISO. The ISO in the world of photography, I'm not going to go into detail and bore you with it, but basically your ISO allows you to capture things in dark situations. The 4000D had just again the basics. This has much more capabilities in going into a higher point of ISO, which again helps it in the low lighting situations. The 4000D has 9 focal points, which you can see right here. With the 800D, it has 45 focal points, so you can really actually take your time in wanting to capture what you really want in focus. The biggest factor for me why I wanted this camera is because of the video capabilities. The 4000D could shoot in Full HD at, I believe, 24, 25 and 30 frames per second. This 800D unfortunately doesn't do 4K, which I believe is a bit overrated right now, but it's really not a deal breaker. Full HD is really great. It doesn't do 4K, but it does shoot Full HD at 60 frames per second, which gives you, in editing, it will be really cool using 60 frames per second if you want a nice, smooth, cool looking slow-mo effect. Another thing with the video capability is that this camera actually has an autofocus system. An autofocus feature which a lot of people will tell you with the Canon's dual pixel autofocus system is absolutely amazing. This one also has, I believe, a face recognition and actually also focuses in on the eyes. So for maybe interview situations where people are generally sitting still, the subject will be in focus. But for general video use, one would just use the dual pixel. And also one of the great things about it is that you can actually touch at any point on your screen what you'd like to have in focus. So if I want it on this subject or on that little object, subject, whatever, I just basically press on it with my finger and the system actually zooms in and out or focuses in and out in a cinematic manner. Guys, if you'd like to know a lot more detail about the 800D or the T7i and why it is one of the popular models on the market, you can actually click on this link below, which actually convinced me to buy this particular model. You can get a lot more details in there, but for now I'm ready to actually give this a test. Now I think for the performance test I will make another episode that you guys can join me in putting this camera through its paces, going through some of the features, just trying out how user-friendly it is, etc. But for now guys, I really appreciate you actually joining me within this episode. Again, this is not really so much to do with music, but about the kind of equipment that we use to capture these moments. Now, this is a definite step up for me, and for those who have been with this channel for a long time, thank you for staying. For those who are new, thank you for joining, and I hope you will stick around to see the progress of the quality of the videos. I'm looking forward to it as well. It is a task I am looking forward to taking on. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for this episode. I hope you all keep well during this time. Stay in good health. Take care of each other too. One rhythm, one life.